G'day fellow Christians on the internet, this is Must and subscribe to going here on YouTube, Bruzo Dragonius. Yet again, I'm just having my human hands and all that kind of stuff because, well, I couldn't seem to find my arm sleeves and I just ended up getting in there, and I just thought, well, it's too hot to even put hand gloves on because, as we all know, that here in Australia we are getting to really warm to eventually hot weather and all that kind of stuff. So there's this whole drama that is going around some shop or some line of shop in the US called Spirt Halloween. It's only in the US only, not here in Australia, unfortunately. There has been a bit of an issue as to whether, drama as to Spirt Halloween taking the work and eventually money from the fursuit makers just because they have their own line of fursuit and fursuit parts and all that kind of stuff. And I just wanted to end up putting that as a bit of a topic because the fact being is that I wanted to end up having my discussion about this type of matter as well, because I wanted to think of what are my thoughts on it. And eventually my thoughts are just like the thoughts of the majority of every single furry, especially with the fursuit makers themselves. And there's this sort of drama that they are replacing the fursuit makers, even though that ever since that Spirt Halloween is mass producing masks, animal masks and all that kind of stuff. And I know for sure that it's not really much of a new thing, because as you can see, I ended up buying myself this thing as well. I know for sure that we don't have Spirt Halloween in I know for sure it's a fursuit reveal and all that kind of stuff. It's a bit of a mask and all that. You know, it's a legit fursuit mask of a wolf and all that kind of stuff. Now, to be honest with you, the way that I see these things is that yes, those fursuit parts are all factory made. They're probably made in some factory in China, or probably mass produced. Even though that because the tariffs that the US has against China with the 200% tariffs, that it's just, I don't know how it's gonna be more affordable anyway. And the way that I see these things is that, well, I know that fursuits, like, if you were to commission a fursuit maker just for your dream fursuit, it's going to cost a lot of money. Even if you were to buy a fursuit from the dealer's den that is pre-made, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars, you know, roughly. And I'm talking most likely in US currency. Now, I have talked about the drama around dino masks because of the fact being in the last thing, which I really do adore and still do to this day. And that is no different to the store-bought fursuit heads and all that kind of stuff, such as this thing that I got. This thing. I know that this is like a bit of a head reveal because I was going to wear that as my secret suit. People would turn to those things as basically an entry-level introduction to get into fursuiting. Because don't get me wrong, fursuiting, to many of us, including me as well, is a really, really fun thing, right? It's a really, really fun activity, especially to us furries and all that kind of stuff, because the thing about it is that fursuiting is a way to express ourselves. And what I really do like about Spirt Halloween, putting mass-produced species and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, I've seen some people customizing them things to make it their own character. I don't know about, even though that this werewolf or fox or whatever, we don't really have Spirt Halloween here in Australia, so so that's like the most popular thing. But I just got this guy from online from Temu, which is kind of like the same quality fursuit head. And I just thought, well, the reason why I brought this guy over as a bit of a reveal is that I want to have him as a bit of a point to illustrate that since that we don't have Spirt Halloween yet, but hopefully we do. I hope that we do in the future. We ended up having to get to alternate things like Temu, where I got this from, which is ridiculously cheap, and as you can see with the fur, that's all matted and all that kind of stuff. There's no brush in this thing because it'll end up, the fur and the backing and all that kind of stuff is in pretty poor quality. It's like teddy bear fabric, like mask type plastic anyway. It's like thin plastic. Even the nose and all that kind of stuff. And some of the eyes, they're just sort of missing a bit of a lens and all that kind of stuff. The lens must have been fallen out. And as you can see, I'm just going to end up going to the end, which is the strap, and this is like the inside of it. As you can see here, this is where you can see how it's like, this head is like T-duck vision with the mask and all that kind of stuff. Now, like I said, it's just an example of an alternate entry-level fursuit that you can like get from Temu, get from Wish. I don't know about Amazon, but Amazon is a bit more expensive and all that kind of stuff. And this thing is just a temporary entry-level thing. Fursuit head. There's like tails and paws and all that kind of stuff from Temu. It's really worthwhile checking, even though that, even though it looks like a crap quality and all that kind of stuff, but you get what you pay for, really. But like I said, from what I sort of believe is that, well, fursuiting shouldn't really be an expensive hobby, to be honest. I don't really call this a fursuit, but you can easily pass it off as a fursuit. I'll probably end up putting it on just to see what it looks like as well. So this is just with me putting this mask on and all that kind of stuff. This werewolf head thing. I got this guy for about, I think, 20 or 30 bucks. I'm not quite sure. As you can see, the mouth actually moves. As well. I mean, this is kind of the kind of quality and all that kind of stuff that you can that you can expect the quality of fursuit that you probably would get from Spirt Halloween, so it's not even as good. I don't know if this guy is actually brushed and all that kind of stuff. So this is kind of like a bit of an idea of what you probably would expect. But as you can see, it's a Temu fursuit head. And even though that, yes, the mouth actually moves, would I consider this thing as a fursuit? No, not at all. I wouldn't. But I would have thought that I would have made. I thought of making this as a bit of a surprise secret suit for me to even. And it's not quite of a fursuit sort of reveal, but it does sort of makes the point that I'm trying to talk about at the moment. So anyway, I'm just going to end up going in circles. So the question is, what are your thoughts about these cheap alternatives to fursuits and all that kind of stuff? Like, would you, like, what do you weight with the situation around Spirt Halloween, making fursuit parts? What are your thoughts about it? Because I know that there's some people that will like it or something like that, like with me. Especially if you're a fursuit maker and that, I would love to get some opinions from you as well. You can comment down whatever you want. I just wanted to know, and most likely that I will end up reading these comments. I know for sure that I'm going all over the place and all that kind of stuff. Also, if you do like this video, make sure that you leave the thumbs up button as well, because that way that you're likely to, that will show the algorithm that you really do love my content and all that kind of stuff. If you want to support me further as well, there's the links to my social medias and ways to give me money also on the description down below. And if you wanted to be the first person to know when these videos come out, make sure that you press the bell icon and turn notifications on, so you will know when my video comes out. Also, I really do. I know this is a bit of an unscripted video and all that kind of stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video and that. Thank you for listening to me rambling on about this drama around Spirt Halloween and Ned's fursuits and all that kind of stuff. To my other subscribers, thank you so much for watching this video and subscribe to my content, because I know, thank you for the love out there anyway. Also, I know for sure that I'm a wolf in my werewolf form. What else? Thank you for watching this. You're all amazing. I love you all. In either in this form or my human form, or basically the same people, right? And I'm just going to go out of here and all that kind of stuff. And I hope that you have an amazing day and all that kind of stuff. And even though I'm a wolf now, or temporarily I should say, this is the most must-see and subscribed Argonian in my werewolf form, and online ambassador of Black Marsh, Bruzo Dragonius, as a werewolf. Or probably some sort of light cancer or whatever, but I don't know if I'm going to make this, change the name for this guy or whatever. And as always, you're amazing, I love you, and until next time, and by the way, my gamer tag is Bruzo21 if you wanted to follow me, And that's it. And also, Made this guy draw, and bye for now.